USDA's big crop report last week made some big assumptions about supply and demand. But when it comes to supply, USDA currently has penciled in a record yield for both corn and soybeans nationally. And ask Illinois farmers and agronomists, and they'll tell you it's a solid start, and high hopes are now sprouting for historic yields. Planting 2023 is nearing the finish line in Illinois.
The weather was fit and ground was fit, so when that's ready to go, you better be ready to go too and put it in the ground.
We finished with our corn about a week ago, and then we switched to beans.
USDA says 84% of the corn is planted across Illinois as of last Sunday. That's 21 points ahead of average and 35 points quicker than the same time last year. And 77% of the soybean crop is already planted, 32 points above average and 43 points quicker than last year's pace.
We did plant soybeans first, but I mean just a few short days later when the soil temp started rising, we got both planters rolling and had beans and corn going at the same time.
Rob DeFau started planting soybeans toward the end of April. Typically, he wouldn't start until after Mother's Day.
Everybody's trying to push the envelope a little earlier, and I guess the beans are a little more forgiving than corns.
It's a trend Farm Journal agronomist Ken Ferry says is growing in popularity.
Early planting of beans is something that's really kind of evolved over the last 5 years or so. But due to the drier conditions, to be able to get in just about anywhere in the state, I think, yeah, we're probably definitely crashing records on the amount of beans that we were able to stick in early.
Before the rain the past couple weeks, it was getting dry, with Ferry saying some farmers were holding off to plant until they had rain. But now, with the majority of the soybeans seen in early planting this year, Ferry is optimistic about yield potential.
That means that we're going to have, even our fullest season beans are going to be able to pre-solstice flower for us. Where last year, a lot of our hippo beans didn't come up till May 9th or May 10th. So even though they were planted early, they didn't get out of the ground, and we missed some of that early flowering window. So I think the potential for our soybean crop here is really looking good to have this many acres planted early.
So what exactly does that mean in terms of yield? Ferry says their data is promising.
In our trials, as we look at the early planting, you get more nodes, of course, going before the solstice. But if you can get flowering ahead of that solstice, 7 to 10 bushel is definitely not out of the reach. And that's a premium guys are willing to gamble.
It's definitely a mixed bag in other areas, as we saw from the Kansas wheat tour this week. Well, that does it for U.S. Farm Report this weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to tune in again next weekend as we work to build on our tradition. Have a great weekend, everyone.